Hey, how's it going? It's Robin Smith, and it's time for the Robin Smith Show for Sunday, February 1st, 2026. Welcome to the podcast. Now, first thing off the bat, I got to apologize to you all. I got the date wrong, okay? I do not have a guest today. The Bob Falconer interview happens later. We had to reschedule originally. I thought it was that date, and he's teaching something on Life Architect, and we had to move it. And I just forgot to delete it. I forgot to delete that event. So anyway, welcome. Who's not been affected by the snowstorm? I know that everyone's already made the clever puns about ice being a problem. Obviously, all the national news here in the United States, and then the actual ice that comes down and takes out power lines and trees and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I'm really distracted here. Why is my driver's license? I'm just coming across my driver's license. It says it expires in 2029, and it's over here on my business card file holder thing on my desk. Does that mean I've been driving without a driver's license? Hold on a second. I grant you, this is very impulsive and spontaneous and unplanned and all that, but what? Okay. Weird. Why do I have... Okay, never mind. I'm just super... Okay, ADHD parts are taking over here. Okay. This is just an out-of-date license. Why did I get this? If it expired in 2029, why did I get a new license? It has the whole... Oh, right. Oh, isn't that funny? Okay. I think I needed to get it because I got LASIK eye surgery, and now that's not accurate. It says restrictions B, and I think that's because I had glasses, and I needed to go get a new picture because I know I don't require glasses to drive. Fucking weird that I don't remember that, and that it's not weird that I held on to the license. I'm a kind of a sap, or a... what's the word? I'm a sucker for nostalgia or memorabilia. I got a whole thing in my desk drawer with IDs, school IDs from middle school or high school. Probably not middle school, probably high school. And then IDs when I worked at Sligo Creek Elementary School, and I was Mr. Smith, the special ed para-educator. There's pictures of me. I mean, that was back in my 20s when I shaved my head and I was all into Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And then there's also the phase of long hair and goatee. You know, for a man to be working in an elementary school and sporting that kind of facial hair, it was a problem. It was a problem. Anyway, I digress. Where were we? Snowstorm. Right. So, yeah. Oh, we got the whole week off of school. That's been challenging. It was I don't even know how much we got here, but I will tell you there's huge mounds of ice chunks and snow, and it turns out shoveling my soundtrack to Shoveling the Driveway was Metallica. I got reacquainted with their old work, Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning and Justice and Puppets and all of that, and S&M. I mean, there was so much shoveling that I got through a big part of the catalog. I went to the live shit binge and purge. I gotta say, I love that Injustice for All medley they do with Eye of the Beholder. I've never heard them play Eye of the Beholder live, and then they kind of mixed it in with Blackened and Justice. And anyway, it turns out snow shoveling is a great workout. Of all the workouts that week, my Whoop strap automatically detects activity, and it thought I was playing field hockey. I guess it's the shoveling motions look like, I don't know, I'm bent over, and I don't know. It can kind of tell that, like when I swim, it knows that I'm swimming. And so I had to change that to shoveling, because of course Whoop has the category to shovel. I mean, Whoop has recovery activities. It's like, were you cuddling with your child? Okay, tag that activity. I mean, really, it's insane. There's no no limit to how nuanced and obsessive the health nuts like myself can get. I mean, I consider myself a health nut, I think, by the normal distribution standard, but there are people who hang out on the edges, on the tails. Did I talk about that last time when I was talking about my urologist? I probably did. He had an Aura ring and we nerded out. Anyway, all right, let's get off of that. Tax time. It's tax time. Are you working on your taxes? You should be. I'm here to judge you. And no. Some people don't do their taxes until the last minute, and sometimes that's me. But actually, I think the reason why I'm even talking about it is because I feel like I am better this year than ever. I'm usually not doing it this early. So hooray for progress and maturity. This has been on my list to talk about for a while, and I just haven't gotten to it because I've been rambling about other stuff. But I'm a storyteller at our church for kindergartners and first graders doing Sunday school, and the stories are usually, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to memorize the story. So like the Exodus story, Moses and let my people go and all that, right? But I was signed up to tell the story of the Last Supper, Jesus and the 12 disciples. I guess they're disciples at the Last Supper. They don't turn into apostles until after Pentecost, I believe. I've been a Christian. I was raised in the Christian faith, but I'm only learning. I'm deepening my understanding of the Christian knowledge system, I guess, in this, and it's really interesting. But anyway, the reason why I bring this up is, so you're supposed to memorize these stories, but this Jesus and the 12, it was so complex and so complicated. You have these, every single disciple has their own shield and symbol, and I didn't have the disciples memorized. I didn't know their names. If you look at Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper, and you ask me, can you name any of these disciples? I'd be like, John? Wait, no, he was the Baptist. I'd be like, no, there's not a disciple named John. That was John the Baptist. I just wouldn't know. I'd be like, Judas betrayed Jesus. I know that, right? That's drilled into people's heads around Easter time, okay? Judas betrayed. So Judas has got to be one of them. I don't know which one he is, right? So that's where I'm coming at, trying to memorize this story. So I memorized all of the disciples' names, and then I had to memorize all their shields, like the matching symbols that go, like Peter's got the upside-down cross with the crossed keys. And anyway, so I have to memorize all that. And the story was so long that I literally needed to draw my own Last Supper and draw my own shield symbols, and I needed manipulatives to do the work. And it was challenging, but it was really rewarding. And then just like from a psychological standpoint, I was starting to appreciate what I wonder if the disciples and their temperaments, their personalities, their roles in the stories are useful guideposts to see what kind of parts or energies are inside of you. So for example, when I learned about doubting Thomas, I mean, he's called Thomas, right? Thomas is one of the disciples, but his nickname was Doubting Thomas. And I was like, yeah, there's the skeptical part. I was like, yeah, we all have the Doubting Thomas in us. Or Peter is really angry. He's got a short temper. Or he was known for being of all the firebrands, he was the one that got that reputation of being the angry guy. And I'm like, yeah, so there you go. There's the angry part, It was just interesting. Anyway, so let me just share what's in the news here. Apparently Luigi Mangione is not going to receive the death penalty, according to whatever judge is responsible for deciding that. I haven't really been following the Luigi Mangione. I'm just looking up news and saying, all right, what do I want to talk about? So I don't even know. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I'm not giving you hot takes on the death penalty. I've already done that. I started this show in 2020 and we're in 2026 now. You know how I feel. Or if you're a new listener, let's just say in brief, I don't believe in the death penalty. I also don't believe in our system of justice of just like, people being punished and having a life. I get that you need to keep people safe, but I just think that we need to do a better job healing the people that we put in prison instead of just, exiling them. All right. Off my hobby horse here. Don Lemon was protesting in Minnesota, I guess a couple weeks ago. And then they arrested him last night. He was taken into custody in LA, where he was going to cover this weekend's Grammy Awards. Speaking of, I never watched the Grammy Awards. Who's hosting? I only watch these things based on the host, like Ricky Gervais, Golden Globes, Conan O'Brien. Did he host the Oscars? Grammy host. Who is hosting? Trevor Noah? Okay. All right. So I like Trevor Noah. I'll watch that. I will skip all of the actual awards and just see his monologue or his, his comedy. Speaking of, Nikki Glaser hosted the Golden Globes. Didn't watch it, but I wanted to watch her opening monologue. And, she's a great roaster. I've enjoyed watching her career. The standout thing was her joke on Leo DiCaprio when obviously the only thing to talk about is him and his young girlfriend. She's like sincerely like, I'm sorry, I can't make fun of you about anything else. You won't open up. She's like, the deepest thing you did was a teen magazine interview in 1991. She's like, is your favorite food still pasta? It was, yeah, that was great. And it reminded me, Hamnet was nominated. I think it won. I don't know. I don't know if it won or not. I think it did, but I don't even know for what category. But I took my lovely wife out for dinner and a movie, and we saw Hamnet. We missed the beginning. I still want to know how it opens, but goddamn, oh my god! I tell you that I need to buy handkerchiefs. I'm gonna go ahead and be a handkerchief guy. Kelly talks about how her dad, because he's a man who's, I guess he's turning 81 in August. She was raised by an older guy, and so when she was growing up, it's like, okay, you use a handkerchief, not Kleenex. It was the generation of handkerchiefs. Anyway, I kind of want to bring the handkerchief back. When you're in that movie had so much loss and suffering and grief, and I was just snotting all over my sleeve. What a fabulous movie. Great directing, great acting, great plot. And, spoiler alert, I guess. Okay. The thing that stood out to me in that movie was the part where, it's about Shakespeare, William Shakespeare's real life, and I guess one of his children died, and his child was named Hamnet, and he wrote the play Hamlet to honor the life of his child, but in sort of I guess they were pagan. I think it seemed like they were pagan. More to say, they mentioned what's it called, mugwort, as being this really important herb. I got stuff to say about that, but I'm not going to get sidelined. So they, he dies, the son dies, and it's like, so where is he? Like, how do they commune? What is their belief system about the afterlife, and how do they reconnect with their dead son? And so like the family goes to the Globe Theatre in London and watches the live play of Hamlet. And in that scene, the bereaved, mother, Shakespeare's wife, she sees the actor who's playing the son, and she sees him and she's like, oh, there's my boy. Right? Like, I've missed you. I had lost you. I don't know where you went. And here you are. Like, so and it's such like a meta thing, because in drama and acting, method acting, you are embodying someone else's spirit. You're not yourself. You lose yourself so that you can be someone else. Right. and that's the art. And it was so amazing and powerful to watch the mom kind of like find her son in this in the vehicle or the vessel of the actor. It was really great. Anyway, okay, all right. Hamnet was amazing. That's my take. Okay, hey, so Hammer No More the Fingers, a band that I've played many of their songs on the show. They're playing a show on February 27th. So any listeners in the Greensboro, North Carolina area, they're playing, at Flatiron. Again, February 27th. Get your tickets. I'll put the link to get tickets in the show notes. And I want to share a track from not Silver Zebra. I'm going to share a track from Looking for Bruce. So here is Fall Down, Play Dead. Enjoy.
You found a place to roam. West Coast found down opportunity. The day is warm, you feel at home. But oh, here comes the night. Streets aflame, you feel the city fight. Where will you go? You're on your own. Like them, they stuff you in a van, throw you out in on skate, throw you in, and now you know how much they care. Fall down, play dead, hospital bed, fucked in the head, act sane, act sane, act sane, act sane.
Okay, hell yeah, as always, Hammer No More for life. Get it or get out, by which I mean your tickets or their music. All the above. Okay. I don't remember if I did this last year. Earlier in the show, I had a tradition in the new year to just recap who did we lose. And I know it's February, so I'm a little late. I should have done it first episode in January. But I want to go through this list with you all. Okay, you probably know a lot of this. Robert Redford. Okay, so these are notable entertainment deaths in 2025. Robert Redford was 89. Diane Keaton died at 79. I don't have their cause of death. Gene Hackman. Ooh, that was a grim one, huh? 95. Of all of them, I think he wins. He is the oldest. Okay, Gene Hackman died. Ozzy Osbourne, of course. Brian Wilson. You know what it was? It was, who's the, made me think of this. Bob Weir. That's what it was. Bob Weir's death. I think he died in 2026. So anyway, he'll make the list next year. Okay, where was I? Brian Wilson died at 82. David Lynch at 78. Rob Reiner, of course. Some of these news stories happen. I never commented on it. Rob Reiner, that's the son killed him and his wife, right? Isn't that what happened? That reminded me of when Cree Deeds was not killed, but attacked by his son. It's kind of the similar thing, is someone who's struggling, who's mentally out of balance, shall we say, and then commits this atrocity. That was a hard one. Val Kilmer, 65, too young. What did Val Kilmer die of? Was it cancer? What did he die of? Come on, people. You know, but I don't know. Where's his death? Come on, Wikipedia. Help me out here. Death and tributes. Okay, Kilmer died in his sleep at his L.A. home on April 1st. His primary cause of death was declared as pneumonia amid hypoxemia, an abnormally low oxygen level of blood, respiratory failure, squamous cell carcinoma. Is that a cancer? Yeah. Comprises a number of different types of cancer that begin in squamous cells. All right. Long live Val Kilmer in the afterlife as the guy from Willow and the Iceman. Actually, that's right. I remember in April I was like, I want to go watch the Doors movie. When he died, I still haven't seen his performance as Jim Morrison. Got to add that to the list there. Hulk Hogan died at 71. I didn't hear that. I missed that one. Hulk Hogan, legendary wrestler. Sly Stone, funk musician, dies at 82. D'Angelo's not on my radar, okay? As a white guy who's not that into hip hop, of course it says neo or R&B. He was an R&B guy. Neo soul pioneer. I was recently listening to, I want to say it was like a 90s R&B playlist. I was like, I'm in the mood. I like to sample different things. Sometimes I'm in the mood for lyrics that are not English. I just go around the world or go through time. And recently, I was like, let me get 90s R&B. And D'Angelo started that playlist, and then he was like all throughout it. And he died. He's the youngest guy, I guess, died at 51. George Foreman, boxing legend, at 76. Giorgio Armani dies at 91, fashion designer, of course. And then Jane Goodall, 91. Now, I remember that one because she had the Netflix thing, right? If any of you saw that, where it's after she died, it was like she recorded this. Maybe she recorded it in 2023, I want to say, something like that. She was very critical of Trump and Netanyahu and Putin, and I think it was 2023 was when she recorded it, and then it was released after she died, which was, this year on Netflix. That was an interesting one, the posthumous release. Kind of, I've commented this on it before, but the guy who hosted it, I feel like they should have gotten a different guy. That guy was too young. Okay, I'm sorry you said it. All right. Hey, that's the show. Let's do one little promo here. Let's do Feeding America. Yes. Because it's tax time. We donate to Feeding America, and it's such a pain in the ass for these like monthly donations because of the tax receipts and everything. I was just like, you all, can you just send me like one document? Don't make me download all these things and upload it to my accountant thing. All right, stop complaining, Robin. Okay, in a country that wastes billions of pounds of food each year, it's almost shocking that anyone in America goes hungry, yet every day there are millions of children and adults who do not get the meals they need to thrive. We work to get nourishing food from farmers, manufacturers, and retailers to people in need. At the same time, we also seek to help our neighbors build a path to a brighter, food-secure future. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Give what you can. That is an important cause. I think one of these days, maybe this year, we'll get our girls down to a soup kitchen and volunteer. I think that's an important thing. We haven't done it yet. They're 10 and almost 8. We got to do that. I'm feeling the impulse to go on about it, and I'm feeling the other part of me saying, you got to go back to your work day. So I'll stop here. And hey, enjoy the weekend. Wait, no, it's Sunday. Just kidding. Enjoy the week. Happy February. I guess tomorrow's Groundhog Day. Okay, that part is clearly lost the battle. What's it going to be? Will Punxsutawney Phil see his shadow or not? I'm going to go no shadow. Let's go no shadow. I don't even remember what that means. Does that mean more winter? Whatever the one is that we get more winter. Because clearly winter's not going away for a while. Look at all that snow. Don't forget to wear your sunglasses and don't get snow blindness and all that stuff. All right, thanks for listening. As always, take care of yourselves until next time. The Robin Smith Show is produced by me, Robin Smith. Executive produced by Robin and Kelly Glenn Smith at Team Robley. Theme song by The Very Small. The show is engineered by one of my alters, Games Nabisco. Listeners can get in touch by calling or texting the hotline at 301-458-0883. Messages can be sent to robinsmithshow@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow the show on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Disclaimer. This podcast is for general information purposes only and does not constitute the practice of medicine, psychotherapy, or other professional healthcare services, including the giving of medical advice. Note, no therapist-patient relationship is formed. The use of this information is at the listener's own risk. The content of this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Listeners should not disregard or delay in obtaining medical advice for any medical condition they have and should seek the assistance of their healthcare professionals for any such conditions.